Hey neighbors, good morning. It's Wednesday, September 6th, and it's time for good bits. As you can see, I'm not in the shop this morning. On Wednesdays I get out of the house, come work from Starbucks, and I go pick up new comic books, and it's my day to get out of the house while I work from home. So I'm going to jump right into the stories today, kind of keep it short since I am not using my normal setup. So let's talk about good bit number one. So, good bit number one is a story I saw on Twitter yesterday from Daniel Suarez. It's about rural communities in the United States that are coming together and giving themselves rural broadband. So it's really hard to run cable and get companies like AT&T and Verizon to come in and invest money in setting up networks for a small number of customers. And so what these customers are doing, or I guess what these people are doing, they're not customers anybody. What these people are doing is they are creating different kinds of networks. So some networks use white space TV band, or other times they have high power signals running off their silos, or a tower next to the school. But they all come together and they create broadband for their community. And I thought that was a really neat story, really encouraging, and I'm a big fan of municipal networks. All right, so good bit number two is I saw this story on Atlas Obscura this morning about something called yakchals, which were built in ancient Persia. And what they would do is they would build these domes, and they would funnel cool air in from the bottom, and then had a chimney on the top that was designed to get the cool air out, and they would dig down into the ground. And so what they would do is they would draw water into these yakchals during the winter, and then the water would freeze, and then they would keep it cold by the way they engineer these domes to funnel heat up and away from the ice. And so I just thought it was a really cool story. I have this impression of ice being like super rare, and probably because like a Back to the Future 3, if I'm being honest. You remember the one where Doc Brown, has this big machine and it's making noise, and gas and all kinds of stuff is just hissing around it, and it produces that one like little brown dirty cube of ice. And so I just thought it was cool, a cool story about an ingenious method to produce something that was rare that we now take for granted. So that's a cool good bit number two. The last good bit for today is a Tiny Desk concert from Maggie Rogers. A few years ago, she had a video that went viral. She was a student, I think, at Tisch School for the Arts, something like that. She was in New York, and Pharrell came to her school and was giving like a open session feedback, where these music students were playing songs for Pharrell, and then he would give them feedback on what they could improve. So in the video that you've probably seen, Maggie Rogers' song starts playing, and she's just kind of sitting there, and like Pharrell is like listening to it, and then he just starts to jam into it, and then song ends, pauses, he's like, wow, like that's amazing. I don't have any real feedback for you. Keep doing what you're doing. And so she put out an EP, and then this Tiny Desk concert came out, and I just think she got a nice voice. She's fun to listen to. So check that out in the show notes. And that is it for Good Bits today. So 3 good stories today. Hope you enjoy them and that you keep coming back. I appreciate everybody that's coming back. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I've never done anything like this before, and I was looking at the stats yesterday, and like these videos have been viewed 111 times as of yesterday. So I appreciate you guys coming and checking this out. It's really cool to build something like this, make something like this, and have people enjoy it. So I hope you're enjoying it. Leave a comment, tell me what I can do better or what you'd like to hear more about. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. And so go out there and spread some goodness.